Gone Turk Jerk. That's the actual order. Now the star-belly Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain-belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. Now those stars weren't so big, they were really so small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all the star-belly Sneetches would say, "We're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches!" With their snoots in the air, oh, they'd sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain-bellied sort. And whenever they met them, when they went out walking, they hiked right on past them without even talking. When the star-belly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain-belly children had none upon theirs. When the star-belly Sneetches had frankfurter toast, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toast, they never invited the plain-belly Sneetches. They left them alone in the cold of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near. And that's how they treated them year after year. Now one day, as the plain-belly Sneetches were moping and doping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, along came a stranger in the strangest of cars. "My friends," he said, in a voice clear and clean, "my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappy." Then Sylvester McMonkey McBean began to put together a very peculiar machine. And he said, "You want stars like the star-belly Sneetch, my friends, you can have them for just $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard." So they clambered inside. And the big machine roared.
It's go time!
And it harked. And it jerked. And it clawed. And it bobbed. And it bopped him around.
I'm not ready!
Do this! Paper! Are you okay? No! But the thing really worked. When the plain-belly Sneetches got out, they had stars! They actually did! They had stars upon theirs! Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start, "We're exactly like you! You can't tell us apart! We're all the same now, you snooty old smarties! Now you'll have to invite us to frankfurter parties." "Good grief," moaned the ones who had stars at the first. "We still are the best Sneetches, and they are the worst, but how in the world will we know?" They all frowned. "And which one is which, or the other way round?" Then up came McBean with a very sly wink. And he said, "Things are really not so bad as you think, so you don't know who's who. That is perfectly true, but come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetch on the beaches, and all it will cost you is about $10 each." "Belly stars are no longer in style," said McBean. "What you need is a trip through my star-off machine." And that handy machine worked very precisely. And removed all the stars from their bellies quite nicely. Then with snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks, and they let out a shout. "Now we know who's who! There isn't a doubt! The best type of Sneetches are Sneetches without!" Then the ones with stars got frightfully mad to be wearing a star was so frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, as you can probably guess, things really got into a terrible mess. All through the day on those wild, screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machine, they raced round and round again, changing their stars every minute or two, until neither the plain nor the star-bellies knew whether what one was which one or this one was that one was which one or which one was who. Then, when every last cent of their money was spent, sit-up chappie packed up. And he went. And he laughed as he drove his car up the beach. They never will learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch. But McBean was quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. That day, all the Sneetches decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no type of Sneetch is the best on the beaches.